Well, I am on my way to church tonight to join my precious mother-in-law. She's 98 and a half, Miss Betty, and hubby for a ladies' event. The men are going as the caretakers and servants and staff to make a special night for the ladies. I think it's so sweet. We used to do that in one little church I went to many decades ago. But anyway, I just want to tell you that we are, of course, doing this series on Seasonal Refuge. And I thought, well, while I'm driving to church, I'm just going to have a little talk with you about it. And Seasonal Refuge is a very big deal because God calls us to seek peace and pursue it as far as we are able. And the truth of the matter is, seasons are stressful. Families that come getting ready for them, cleaning the house, cooking the food, knowing who's coming. I can't get this thing to stay straight. You know I'm new at this whole car videography stuff. But I am undaunted. Let me see if I can lift it up and I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I know I'm driving too. I know I can hear it now. But I'm at the little place where you stop. Any hoodle doodle moodle poodle. I want you to know that there are a number of tips and tricks of the trade to radically replan, reshape the outcome of your seasons and your celebrations. And we're starting with Thanksgiving, which I'd already told you. And what do you know? Right off the bat, this was the weekend that not all the kids, because I have like 32 kids, all in all. Grands, greats, kids, in-law kids. It's before we even get to aunts, uncles, and grandparents. So, half of them were supposed to come, which is enough for me to take care of at one time. In my house, anyway. And John and I went to visit friends and came down with their bug, which they didn't know they had till after we left. And it didn't last long, but I didn't want to shed my cooties. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. When you're making plans for seasons and holidays, make certain that you have been as thoughtful as you can be. If you have a bug or you have something that is contagious, that you're not passing it along. If you're going to a grandparent's house or elderly person's home, you want to be extra careful. If they're not used to being around children and babies, well, that's another layer of concern. As much as you want to see them, usually if they catch something, they've got it for weeks on end. What will last for you maybe a couple, 3 days. So keeping everyone safe and well is a little more important, really. But what can you do if that happens? Well, if you cannot go because you have a bug in your home, send a lovely, thoughtful gift. FaceTime and be part of the event anyway. Make it special. If the children are especially disappointed, go and find some fun games or a fun movie that you can buy or get online and just make their time special. Let them make little cards if they feel up to it. Little things like that can create comfort and kindness. And if you're hosting, as was the case for us, we had to cancel. But I had baked all of this bread. I'm telling you, I bake bread just about every single day, getting ready for all this maddening crowd to show up. And all 3 of my regular refrigerator freezers was filled with bread. And so I gave away 2/3 of it. I still have a third. And I'm making a plan next week to go and and just deliver bread to whoever in the tribes would like it. That's what I am going to do. And I'm thinking of other kind things for them to make up for the fact that they couldn't be all together, which is so disappointing. So there's that. The other thing is, we're going to do home, we're going to do the look, the food, and the people. So we kind of talked about the people just now, but I want to talk a little bit about the look, because you'll see a lot about that. In the look, find things that are very easy to put together. A basket of pine cones with ribbons on each handle is happy enough. A little tree a sapling that you can plant in the garden after that particular holiday with, in this case, pumpkins, pine cones, leaves. Just fill it up and call it a day. You can put it outside and put those solar fairy lights all over it. That's cool. In fact, I've got 2 holly bushes down by the street that are the small miniature kind, and they're in very gigantic elevated concrete pots, and the base is cut out. I had the people who were pouring the pots to leave a 12-inch hole out of the bottom so I could plant trees in it that wouldn't become root bound. So that I have so much great stuff to tell you whenever we do the garden stuff. But I can put the fairy lights that are solar powered around them and leave them year round. So when people are trying to find your house in the mountains, you can say, it's that the street where the holly bushes have the fairy lights on them. You can't miss that. Anyway, I'm just so glad I get to talk to you. You're so much fun. I've gotten the nicest little messages and comments. Oh my goodness. And I discovered that it makes me so happy to hear from you all. It makes me want to get all excited to do something even better for you and do my best and research and find out more cool things. So anyway, that wraps it up for now. Let's get started in the look. and I picked the last of my little peppers. What a happy morning it is. I created arrangements that I can just wrap up in a large bag, set it on the shelf, and it's ready to go every year. Until I change my mind. decided to spruce up the guest bath for the holidays and just collected a variety of snips and pieces from other arrangements and tied them tightly with a little wire. And I bunched it close together, and then look at this really cool vase. But that is such a happy, quick way. Just gather up. If all you have is greenery and maybe a few little leaves you got at the Dollar Tree, perfect. Try it. You'll love it. Well, that wraps up our Seasonal Refuge episode on Thanksgiving. Let us be truly grateful, truly kind, and love one another well. In our next episode, we're going to look at the turkey, preparing it for the smoker, and cranberry sauce, two classics and foundational staples for our Thanksgiving feast. Thanks again for joining us today on Finding Refuge.